Hey yo, salute to all my subscribers. Shout out to everybody else passing through. I'm back with another episode in the podcast, Life, Relationships, and Everything in Between. It's been quite a layoff for this podcast, and this is the first episode back since the new year. And I wanted to talk about Valentine's Day today. But before I do that, I kind of wanted to go over a little bit about the new format of the podcast. So typically, I have people come through and guest host different episodes featuring different topics that I usually let my guest hosts choose. I'm still going to be going forward with that same format, but it's going to be a little bit less frequent than it has been in the past. So typically now when I come through, the podcast is probably going to be a little bit shorter, and I'm probably going to just go in solo on different topics, and y'all can let me know what y'all think. Let's get into this podcast. Hey, yo, I want to welcome everybody back to my podcast, Life, Relationships, and Everything in Between. It's been a long layoff. I apologize, but I've been getting some things kind of situated with the new format of the show. It's going to be also that with me working on my other podcast platform, Straight Talk, No Chaser. Things have just been getting a little bit crazy. But I wanted to come through today, February 14th, 2017, and in true fashion of this platform and all my other platforms, I talk about what's really going on in the social world and you know, other facets of everyday life. And of course, today is Valentine's Day. So I decided, why not let my first podcast back to this platform be for Valentine's Day and get in a little bit about it. But it's not going to be the traditional sense, the romantic and the soft, squishy bullshit that most people think about when you think about Valentine's Day. Because I actually got a little bit of beef, and that's why I came through to do this podcast today and talk a little bit about Valentine's Day. So let's get right into it. Look, there was a time when I was all for the traditional, you know, kind of overly eccentric and commercialized meaning of what everybody has turned Valentine's Day into. The problem is that I feel like over the years, you know, after being in countless different situations and having countless interactions with different people, somewhere along the way, I really started to realize that, you know, a lot of the people who outwardly celebrate Valentine's Day, it's like most of the people do it who don't actually really understand what the symbolism of it is supposed to be. If you want to say that Valentine's Day is supposed to symbolize, you know, the love that you have for the person that you're with, and that's supposed to be the day that you express that love for that person, and it's a fun thing and it can be fun, I understand all of that, but the problem I feel like comes into play when people want to use a day to show something and express something that people should really be doing every day throughout the year anyway. Like every day that you're alive, every day that you're with someone, if that relationship is in good standing, and if that relationship is bringing you the return on your investments, the things that you put into that relationship, if those things are coming back to you twofold, then you should be expressing that every day anyway. You shouldn't need a day or, you know, kind of imitated or overly commercialized holiday that people go out and spend a bunch of money and buy cards and candy and balloons and bullshit just to tell somebody that you're with that you love them. If I'm of the belief that if you do things to show that you're sacrificing for your relationship, you love the person that you're with, and you're doing things that are not required of you, and you're doing those things every day, then fuck Valentine's Day. You don't need it. And I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't have anything against people who do, but I just feel like for a person like me, I do the things that I'm supposed to do every day. I don't really need a day to be getting cards and going all out the way to do all this extra shit. And, you know, in the past when I did it, it was kind of like me subscribing to the bullshit. But I think as I get older, and two, as I realized over the years that just because people express their quote unquote love for you, you know, with physical manifestations of that outward expression of love, does not mean that underneath that surface they're doing the things that they should be doing. Because what I found that in the past, a lot of people will celebrate Valentine's Day. They'll get me cards. They'll, you know, write these bullshit sayings and these bullshit quotes on cards. And then when it really came down to it, underneath the surface of all of that, they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing by me in a relationship. They might be having other shit going on behind my back, or you're in somebody else's DMs asking them to be your Valentine, or just a whole bunch of other reckless bullshit that goes on behind the scenes that people really feel like they can do that shit, get away with it, and then because a Valentine's Day or a birthday or an anniversary comes up, now people want to act like they give a shit much about the person that they're with. And we see it on Facebook. We see it on Instagram. I was watching earlier today some of the posts on my news feed, and people like, oh, this person is the love of my life, and where would I be without you, and all this bullshit. And then I'm sitting there laughing at myself, because these are the same people that I know. I see, pardon me, day in and day out. Oh, I'm sick of this person, or people don't give a fuck about me, or people are so selfish, and I'm living for myself, and it's going to be all about me, and fuck what people think. And these are the same people that is the love of your life on Valentine's Day, or on an anniversary, or when it's time for you to post on Facebook for the world to see. Then this person is the love of your life. These are the types of things that make it so contradictory to me. And these are the reasons why I'm so shady now. When I look out at the world, I have such a different, a jaded approach to people, because I'm like, yo, your shit is phony. And I'm not going to feel like, or be made to feel like, or pressured, or pushed into a corner to feel like I should get all, riled up over some fake holiday, which I feel like most people don't even know the real history of Valentine's Day, because it ain't what we celebrate. It don't got nothing to do with that shit. But that's a whole nother thing, man. Maybe I'll get into that shit, another year, sometime down the line. I don't know, because I don't have the energy for it right now. But I just feel like people expect for you to be one way with them when the world is watching and when the world can see, because that's what people think counts. What other people think from the outside about your relationship, if it's in good standing or not. But at the end of the day, it's the shit that I complain about, or the shit that I have an issue with, or the shit that I'm talking about that I want and that needs to be fixed all year round. And then those people wait for a day, a special occasion, a holiday, whatever you want to call it, to want to be on good terms or lovey-dovey or do the right thing. And these are the things that I'm speaking in general for everybody, for everything that I see when I look out and I witness the bullshit that goes on in a lot of these people's relationships. And let's be real, we all know that the majority of people are going out today, and the men are going to get two of everything, one for their main chick, the other one for their side chick, and then women are going to be out here in other niggas' DMs. They're going to be out here sending text messages and all types of other shit. Look, I've seen it done. I've had it done to me. And so as long as I have those things going on in my head, and as long as I have those memories and those images of shit that happened years past, I'm never going to look at people the same way when it comes to these bullshit type holidays, because people are shady. People are shady. They do shit behind your backs, and they always will. So, if you can't be loyal and show me the type of love that you're supposed to show me, that you got the world thinking you show because it's Valentine's Day, but you're not showing me that year round, every day, doing the things that are intangible, doing the things that take stress away from my life, doing the things that make me happy because it's one less thing I have to worry about. Unless you're doing those things every day, and you've been doing those things throughout the duration of the relationship, then you can miss me with it, because it's February 14th. Shout out to the people who actually do the right thing. See, here's how I see Valentine's Day. And any outward expression of love in a relationship, whatever it is, when the relationship is going good, and you're doing something like purchasing a card or a gift or something that's an outward and physical manifestation of your love for somebody, those things are supposed to happen when everything else in that relationship is already in line. Like you do what you need to do to make me happy every day and to keep me wanting to be a part of this relationship, and vice versa. And everything's going good. And so because of that, it's a thank you. It's like, we're going to celebrate Valentine's Day, go out, do something nice. I'm going to give you a card, whatever the case. It's because everything's good already. So it's like a thank you. But y'all out here thanking people for shit they ain't even deserving of. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to smile in somebody's face on Valentine's Day and purchase a card that says a whole bunch of bullshit that I know full well I don't feel 364 days out the year, but because it's Valentine's Day, oh, now I feel this way today. And then tomorrow it's right back to the same bullshit that goes on every day in these relationships. And it's everybody. It's the majority of people. It's easily 8 out of 10 relationships. You being cheated on, you don't even know it. Your partner is telling you Happy Valentine's Day, I love you, and then they got shit sitting in their inbox on Facebook or on their fucking DMs on Instagram and Twitter, and you don't even know it the whole time. This is the shit that's going on out here in these streets, and because I've already exposed it, and because I've already seen it happen, and because I've had it done to me, I will never, ever allow any type of bullshit, fake holiday to get me out of my character for anybody that I don't trust anyway, because it just is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, I trust me above everybody else. I trust what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do over anything and anybody else around me, because at the end of the day, all I'm responsible for is myself. You know, if it's not my kids, I'm not responsible for it. Let me know how y'all feel, though. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody who celebrate the shit. But me personally, I just don't subscribe to the bullshit. Let me know what y'all think, yo. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram. Feel free to hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, at a theater near you, Kevin C. Sproul. Check out the Facebook for the platform and the podcast, and the Facebook group, Life, Relationships, and everything in between. Also the YouTube channel. And I'm going to put all the links in the description of this podcast. Again, sorry for the layoff, but I'm back. Hey, yo, thanks again for taking the time today to listen to this podcast. If y'all want to send me comments, feedback, or if y'all want to request a certain topic that y'all want me to talk about, or even come through and be a guest host on one of my future episodes, feel free to hit me up on my email, straighttalk315@gmail.com. That's straighttalk315, all one word, spell it out the way it should, straighttalk315@gmail.com. And I'll definitely read whatever comments or talk about whatever future topics y'all might want me to talk about in future episodes, or even have you come on and guest host an episode with me, topic of your choosing. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love.